All right. So give me, yeah, people. So whenever we say RC of GMAT, it is nothing but a technical time management, concept. In reading comprehension, managing time is a challenge, first challenge. And why managing time is a challenge? Because you are given a long passage along with the 5 options. And then you have to go to passage to check it whether it is fine or not. So this makes this, what do you say, reading comprehension little complicated or little tiring. However, before we proceed, GMAT RC. So the total percentage of RC is 35%. Number of question, if you go with, it will be 13 to 14 out of 36 question. So out of 36 means SC 12 to 14 question, CAT 8 to 10 questions, and then reading comprehension will be 10 to 14 questions. So how many passages? So the number of passages are going to be 4 and it is fixed. Now the number of question per passage in real exam is going to be either 3 or 4. So if passage is short, then it will be 3, and short passage means around 250 words. So it's not very long. Now, if passage is long, then 4 questions. Then what is long? It's almost 350 words, but not more than 500 words. If we go with the general sense of time management for the final exam, then it will be, if it is 3 questions, 250 words. So average time, including solving questions, it should be around 7 minutes, every 7 minutes. In 7 minutes, you have to solve question and you have to read the passage. All right. So what is the ideal time management if you want to put yourself into practice to solve questions with the timer? That is not required now, because initially your job is to just look at approach then. So reading time for the short passage, reading time for the short passage that you have to develop, it should be 60 seconds to 96. So the reading time for any passage, it should be 60 to 90 seconds. And then per question, spending time, it should be around 90 seconds to 120 seconds. So that is, even easy and medium question can take little shorter time, or you can spend little shorter time. But for the difficult question, it can be little bit more or same. So this is called your average if you start thinking. What if it is longer passage? If it is longer passage, then reading time or total time, average time, including solving question, it should be around 8 minutes. What should be your reading time for the passage? It should be around 2 minutes, max 2.5 minutes. Per question will remain same, 90 seconds to 120 seconds. Now, so this is your average. What is tested in types of question? So the types of questions in general, there will be only 4 types of question. One is overall information. It means what? It is related to whole passage. Then second will be partial information. Partial information means what? Information from para. Then it is inference. Inference means message. Message means what? There is always sentence and it has some hidden meaning too. And after that, evidence. So evidence means there are some examples. So it is called specific one. So there are mainly 4 types. You will be tested from 4 different types. It can have some different types of question, like if it is overall information, so the question can be primary purpose, main idea, main point, center information, title. If it is partial information, means what it can be, in order to, because the line number suggests, line number advice, the meaning of line number according to you, which of the following line number. So it will be the question stem. If it is an inference question, then it will be that what is the message, like author implies, author infers, author suggest, author would likely to agree. Same with a specific question, it will be except what, given, not given, cited, not cited. So some questions in the same manner, some questions are used. That will be the overall information. Now, what should be general strategy? General strategy for reading if you are starting. So three important steps that you have to follow. General strategy. Number one, first, develop the art of comprehension. Remember, there is difference between translation and comprehension. So there is difference between translation and comprehension. Okay, if it is translation, in that case you try to understand every word, every sentence of the para. If it is translation, you try to get the meaning of every word, every sentence. But when you go with the comprehension, in comprehension you do not translate or get the meaning of the word, but you summarize the whole sentence in a word, or minimum or maximum 3 to 5 words. That's called development, the art of comprehension. For example, if I have to comprehend, yeah, this is a sentence, and if you go with the first sentence, it has 2.5 lines. All right. It says when Jamaican born social activist Marcus Garvey came to the United States in 1916, he arrived at precisely the right historical moment. So instead of thinking about that, what the meaning of the sentences are, or meaning of the sentence is, we should focus on that. What is the message? So it says right time entry, or entry at right time. This is called comprehension. What if I translate? It says that Marcus Garvey, who was Jamaican, came in 1960, and he came at the right historical moment. So this is called the meaning. But see, there's no there is no reason of thinking about the meaning. Why? Because we are GMAT test taker. Therefore, it is all about comprehension. So the what will be the summary and how to get the summary? So the reading technique says, whenever you read, just while reading, check that what is the real message at the end. Got? For example, first sentence. So it is introducing a person, right? He's activist. It's very common. It's understood. It's mean we do not need any translation of this sentence. He arrived at precisely the right historical moment. So we simply that entry at the right moment, right? Now we do not need to recall even the name, because it will be asked in the passage if it is important. What made the moment right was the return of African American soldiers from the First World War in 1918, which created an ideal constituency for someone with message of unity, pride, and improved condition for African American communities. Now look, in second part, there are 4 lines, right? Now what we need, do we need translation or just we need to summarize? So it says that right moment means it's a message of unity, pride, and improved condition, right? That's what the total information. So here this is called comprehend. Once you translate, then it will be the sentence by sentence. So if you start comprehending, you will save a lot of time. But once you start getting the meaning of word to word, sentence to sentence, it will take time. And even solving question will be a problem. Hence, step number one for any reading comprehension improvement or art of reading comprehension, what will be the first job? First job will be to develop the art of comprehension. Second step. So general study for any reading comprehension is develop the art of comprehension. Second, know the sense of the question. Why? Because every question is from same paragraph, but every question is not asking same thing too. So the different question is asking different thing. Every question is not asking the same thing. Therefore, we should know the comprehend the sense of the questions. For example, look here. What it says, according to the passage, which of the following contributed to Garvey's success? So here it is talking about that somewhere Garvey's success, right? All right. But how about this question? The passage suggests that African American people responded to their experience in the armed forces in which of the following ways? So see the difference. In the first case, it was the sense of the general question. But here passage suggest means somewhere it is inference one. So when we look at the question, we should get ready that it must not have direct location, but it should be somewhere indirect location. So the two different questions, we should not follow the same approach for both questions. There should be two different strategies for these two different types of questions, and that is called question understanding. What should be the approach that we will discuss? Initially we are just looking at the approach, general approach. So know the sense of the question and develop the strategy according to question. Remember, what general people do, they give the answer just going through the passage instead of making the plan that for this question this is the sensibility, and for other question there is another sensibility. And after that, do work on elimination. In general, of course, you will tell in some questions in future too, and people do say that I have reached to the option through elimination, right? Remember, elimination is also the part of your strategy. Elimination is also a part of your strategy. Therefore, either you reaching directly or indirectly. If you're reaching to the answer, it means that you have applied concept. However, reaching directly to the right option is not the correct approach. Why? Because in some cases, when your level is difficult or very difficult, in that case, all five options will be correct or all five options will be wrong. In that case, you cannot reach to the answer directly and you have to follow the pattern of elimination. Therefore, do work on your elimination strategy. Fine. To sum up, then we will move to the next point of the discussion. To sum up, when you start thinking about any reading comprehension, GMAT reading comprehension, first thing that you need to know that step one, develop the art of reading. It's been what? You have to develop the art of reading to go through whole passage in 60 to 90 seconds or maximum 2 minutes. What people do, they take average time 3 minutes or 3+ minutes that you have to reduce. All right. If passage is very long, then 2 minutes. Otherwise, it should be 1 minute. So that, and it is possible when you learn to comprehend. Second one, that your strategy should be in your hand as per the question. And after that, work on elimination. Then you think about, remember, first, develop approach. Second, develop accuracy. And after that, look at time management. So these are the some steps that you should follow one by one. Now, note down, people, and let us discuss few more important points. Yeah, people, once you're done, let me know. Okay. Yeah, people, once you're done, let me know if you have noted down.
Done, sir.
Idea. Everybody, should I remove this one?
Sir, wait a 4 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Done, sir.
All idea. Okay. Now, so one common question that people generally have, and that is what to do. Read whole passage or read question first. So now, question reading versus passage reading. General one, if the passage is easy, easy in the sense that you enjoy reading. If it is easy, then passage reading first, no matter what is the type of question. Why? Because in easy passage, you will be able to recall information, but you should generally glance or skim the passage. Why? Because reading every sentence is not going to be answered, and every sentence is not tested, as you know. So even you have to, research that what are the common ideas that are tested through the question. Every paragraph will not be important, every sentence will not be important. So what is important that we are going to discuss? So if passage is easy, then passage reading first. If it is medium, it's been what you enjoy partially, but somewhere you get diverted. In that case, passage reading first. But mainly just focus on first and last sentence of the para. Now, if it is difficult, it's mean after reading one sentence, you realize that no, I will not be able to comprehend at all cost. It is going to be challenge to even understand the sentence by sentence. in that case, question reading first. That should be your strategy. Okay. So question reading first and then other thing. So these are the three steps. Now, what is long-term strategy? So long-term strategy for any reading comprehension is always be ready about questions and its location should be ready for you, because every question has its own location. Location means that certain area of the passage. So therefore, whatever you do, either you read whole passage first or question first. In all cases, you should know that what is the current location or what is the right location of the passage question, and then get ready. After that, splitting options. That's called always work on 2 by 3 splitting or 3 by 2. What is that? Out of 5 options, generally 2 will be out of scope or 3 will be out of scope. So what if it is 3 out of scope, then remove all 3 options. If 2 are the out of scope, remove all 2 options. So splitting will be the common ground. Fine. Then for comparison, look at evidence. Why relook at evidence? Because when you go to any option, generally you use the idea that you can recall, and logically it may or may not match. When you read passage, it's very common that whatever you can recall, you consider that that is the message of the passage or information of the passage. But that can be true or not true. Therefore, better to recheck whenever you are confused between two options. It means you are not sure about your information. To make sure, you should go to the passage. Fine. After that, few more important points that you should look at. Yeah. When you are solving any question, in that case, avoid adding any outside information. Why? Because you people are experienced, educated. Therefore, it's very common that you will have a lot of information. So avoid any outside information. Whatever passage says, think from the passage angle instead of personal angle. Avoid any personal knowledge. Same where, what if you are expert of the topic, yet you should think that what is the message of that passage, because whatever you are thinking, author will be thinking is not 100% true, or it is not exactly. Why? Because we think positively, possibly author is finding the error, highlighting the error. If you are not biased, then author can be biased. Therefore, we should just check, and we should agree with author instead of adding knowledge. Avoid adding imagination. It's mean what? In whole GMAT, there's no scope of any assumption. There's no scope. It's a simple pattern that true is true, and we need evidence for every types of question. Without evidence, no answer can be given. Therefore, I said that we have certain location. So whatever the question is, it has already talked in the passage and it is adding. And after that, there are some general ideas of the passage that we have talked. Now, note down and let us go to see some questions, some passages through the general understanding. Tomorrow we will discuss about the technique of the questions and its location. Today, just I'm going to tell you that how to read passage, how much information you need from the passage, and then what should be your general understanding for the passage.